Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Maritza, and today I'm going to be teaching you how you can create a handwriting workbook cover and how to create those interior pages. Let's get to it. Before we create the book cover design and the interior pages of a handwriting workbook, the first thing we got to do is we got to go to Amazon and see what kind of demand there is. So I'm going to go ahead and type in handwriting workbook. And already you can see that this is exactly what people are searching for. Handwriting workbook, grade 3. We have handwriting workbook for kids ages 8 to 12, for adults, 4th grade, for teens. And I'm going to go ahead and click on handwriting workbook for 2nd grade here. As we see here on the left-hand side, we see a search result of 747. This is amazing because there is demand, but there also low competition. If this is a brand of books that you want to go into and you want to create, you have to analyze what's already on the market and what's already working. Just on the top, just at a glance, you see that these trace letter handwriting workbooks, this one has 1,500 reviews. This one has 2,000 reviews, 22,000 reviews. I mean, this is a very high competition, but as you can see here, it says ages 3 to 5. This one is for teens and for adults. So there is variety. What does that tell you? That when you come up with your brand of books, you want to have that kind of variety, especially if it's for handwriting book. So now here at the bottom, you can recreate something like this or like this. This is something simple that we can do on Canva. So let's head on over to Canva and let's start designing. First thing we're going to do is we're going to click on create a design. And the design, since it's a handwriting workbook, is going to be a 8.5 by 11. We're going to create that. And the covers that I designed are the following. I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This is the first book cover. This is a second book cover. And this is the third book cover. And I just want to go ahead and just show you something. If you notice these handwriting covers for these workbooks that I've designed, it's not just about handwriting and it's not just about the ABCs. Here, I'm just going to expand this a little bit so that you could see what I did. Here it says life skills, and it says learning to prepare a simple meal is a valuable life skill that kids ages 6 and 11 can practice. I am providing more value to the children whose parents are going to be buying this. Why? Because it's not just about tracing, but rather it's about reading. It's about learning different life skills and rewriting these sentences. Look, silly sentences here, which is very cool and it's very unique. It's something that you can create for your handwriting workbook. We are going to create first the interior pages of the book. Let me show you. We're going to click on elements and we are going to search for handwriting lines. Okay, that's under graphics here or here. You can click on graphics and the first one. Okay, here. Let's just go ahead and do something like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to elements and we are going to, let's say is letter A, tracing, maybe something like that. Let me click on the graphics and see what we have here. Okay, this is what I love about Canva, is that it's already here. The A, it's already here. So all we have to do is just input it into our worksheet. And let's say A is for apple. We're going to go back to the elements. We're going to clear the search bar and we're going to add an apple to color. And there you go. There you have it. You can either add a tree. Let's minimize this. And you could do this. Or you can add an apple. I personally like the tree better. It just gives the child more to color. And let's bring this down. And there you have it. You have your first worksheet. We're going to add another page, and then here we're going to add a, let's see, rectangle frame. Okay, let's add this one. Let's see. Let's make it black so that it's actually visible. Okay, here we go. And let me just expand it a little bit more. All right, perfect. Now we want to add the lines, the handwriting lines. We already used it, so all you have to do is, let me do that again. We already used the handwriting lines, so where it says recently used, you can just, you'll see it here. So that's something that we can add inside of this rectangle. And there's a problem, right? If we minimize it, it's going to be a lot smaller. So what we can do, all we have to do is here is crop. We're going to go ahead and click on crop at the top, and we're going to crop whatever it is that we don't need. There you go. Click on done to the left. Just make sure it's aligned, and there you go. Here we can add an affirmation. So we're going to go ahead and click on text, and we're going to use a heading, affirmation. Let's expand that. Okay. And then we are going to write the affirmation for the letter B. So first, let's write the affirmation. Be brave. Be brave. Wonderful. But now let's say we want them to trace, okay, these two words, be brave. Not a problem. What we're going to do is we're going to head on over to the font, and we are going to write the word trace. Then it said dotted, and we're going to use the dotted option. Okay, so there you go. You have the word brave, and it's something that they can go ahead and trace. But I want to go ahead and add the letter B. So I'm going to go back to elements, and I'm going to letter tracing B. I'm going to search for that, and we have it here. We can make sure we add it, and you could put it, you could do this however you want. You could put this in the middle, and then here you can write the words be brave. And then you have your affirmation for the day. It could be brave. And then they could repeat this, be brave, on these lines. And how can you do that? How can we add the be brave on these lines? We can grab this. We can click on be brave. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to minimize it so that it can fit on the lines. Let me just magnify this so you could see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to minimize that so that it's here. And then I'm just going to duplicate it again. Make sure that it fits here. And then duplicate it again and again and again. Just make sure it's inside. And you can go ahead and perfect this part. Okay. And guess what, guys? You have your second page. Isn't that awesome? Now, let's say you want to do a silly sentence. The first thing we need is a heading, silly sentence. I'm going to put it at the top. Okay. And then under silly sentence, we are going to add the handwriting lines, which are here under recently used. Let's just expand this. Okay, we're going to have it here. And then let me expand this so you guys could see. And the silly sentence will be, let me use heading. Okay. The cookie was feeling crumbly. All right, we can use that. Let's move it up. Okay. And then all we're going to do is we're going to do two things. We're going to leave this one as it is, and then we're just going to duplicate it. And then the second one is the one we are going to convert into dotted letters. This is what we do. We're going to click on font and make sure you write the word dotted, and you'll be able to find that. You can do this like this, okay? Or you can put this sentence here, and then you put this sentence here. Or you can leave this one on top and then just duplicate this over and over again. And then let's bring it down. And then here you can add a little box on the bottom. Go to Elements, that rectangular box. All right, now this rectangular box, we don't have to put it there, but we can add it here at the bottom. Let's minimize it. Let's minimize. And here we can add it here. We can put it here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that these gray lines are black so we can see that. And here there's an empty space, right? So what we can do is we can add a little character. So it can be a black and white robot to color. I don't know. Something like that. And now I'm going to add a little robot. And guess what? Now this becomes a page that not only does a child get to practice their writing, but they can also color. And let me go ahead and click on text. Time out for a moment. You're going to hear my baby in the background. He is extremely cranky. Sorry about that, but he's extremely sick and he's had a fever for the past 3 days. So bear with me. Let's continue. We're going to go ahead and add a heading here, and this is going to be a doodle section. So all we're going to do is write the word doodle. Let's minimize it, and here children can get to draw something, and you can even add a little image such as, let's see, paper plane icon. Let's see what we have here. And let's use this one. Let's minimize it so that it can fit here. Something like this. And then maybe a drawing icon. And then do something like this. It doesn't have to be this exactly, but this is just to give you an idea of what you can add. Let's go ahead and minimize it so you can see what that looks like so far. Okay, wonderful. So we have this worksheet, page number 2, and then page number 3. All we have to do now is we're going to save each page individually as a PNG file. And we're going to upload it here onto Canva. I have already uploaded the PNG files individually here on Canva. Now what we're going to work on is the book cover design. And we're going to use the book cover design based on what I created here. So all we have to do is we're going to go to Canva, create a design, and the custom size is 8.5 by 11, which we already have here. I'm going to click on that. The first thing we're going to do here is choose a background. So we're going to go to Elements, and we're going to use blue background. But you know what? We're going to use blue gradient background. All right, so now let's see what we have here. Let me click on Amazon quickly, and we have a lot of blues. So we should definitely use a blue just for this example. Let's go back. Something. Maybe a light blue would be great. I think this is wonderful. We're going to use this color. Now we're going to create the middle area. To do that, we're just going to go to Elements, and we're going to choose a shape. We can use this shape. And we're going to make sure it's white. So we're going to click on the color, add white. We're going to expand it, and this is going to go in the middle. Make sure it's nicely centered. Wonderful. Now we're going to create, let's go back to my design. See how it has little lines here? We're going to recreate that. So we're going to go back. We're going to use this. And for this specific workbook, let's say we're going to use the color, let's see, maybe an orange, or maybe like a darker blue, a teal, maybe a lighter color. That looks great. Let me just leave it at that. Now we're going to go bring this down, make sure that it's on both sides. Perfect. We're going to add a title to this book. So we're going to go ahead and click on text. We're going to click on heading, and let's just go back to Amazon and see what they have. It says handwriting workbook for teens, handwriting practice book. We're going to use that. Practice book. We're going to use handwriting practice book. Perfect. We're going to choose a different font, maybe this one, but we're going to add an effect. Do something like this or like this. Let's do this, and then we're going to make it bigger. But it's spread. There's a lot of spacing between those words. So let's go to spacing, line spacing. We're going to bring it in. Perfect. Now we're going to minimize this so that it can fit well. Okay. And then we can choose a different color. Instead of the gray, we can use that blue or a yellow perhaps. Let's go back to Amazon and see what they have here. See, or it's just plain white. Here they have a white and orange. Let's do white and orange. Let's see what that looks like. So we're going to go to orange. Not bad. Now we're going to choose white. Let's see. Let's leave it like that for now. But let me see if I can maybe do that. Maybe change the font. I like this better. And remember, you can play around with this. You make it your own. And I'm just doing this in real time. So I got to make sure that I choose something and then keep going. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and add the pages that we created. They're already uploaded onto Canva. Perfect. Now let me just minimize these pages. Okay. All right. Let's see, make sure that they're the same size. All right. But you're like, wait a second, this looks very, I mean, what are we going to do here? Look at these pages. They blend in with the white in the back. Not a problem. Let's click on this first page, this first image. We're going to edit photo. And we're going to scroll down, and where it says FX, we're going to add a shadow. Boom, difference. We're going to click on the next one, add a glow, and this one. Now let's just make sure that they're all more or less the same size. Let's bring this one up. And then this one we can bring a little bit down, but look at the position. This page is covering this one. Let's bring this one out. So all we're going to do is make sure this is clicked on. We're going to click on position, and we're going to bring it forward. There you go. So now here we have it. Okay, it's looking good. I have to admit, it's looking good. Now we have to add the ages for this book. Let's go to elements, and let's go to, let's see some shapes here. I have an idea. Let's go to some shapes, and as per shape, maybe we could use this one. We can make this a little bigger. Make sure it's centered. And then I think, let's see, maybe if we do it like this, and then we switch the position. I think I like that. We can do that. And then you know what? Let me use the same shape for the bottom. So let me click on this, but we're going to rotate it. Remember, you can make this your own. So, and you could do with it as you please. Let me just make sure it's here. We're going to switch the position. Make sure that this is in the back position. We click on position and then take it to the back. Wait, two back. Now, what we're going to do, I don't know if we want to make this shape an orange. Maybe to like stick with that color scheme. Or we could leave it at that. And that's totally fine. Let me see. Maybe I could change this color. You see, as you can see, I'm playing around with the colors. And you could do the same. There's different variations. And I'm just playing around with this, see what would look better. Okay, now we're going to add the ages. We're going to click on text. And then we're going to add, here, let me shift it up. First grade. Let's do first grade. All right. Let's do the first grade, and then let's just use the same font, which was this one. And then we could change the color so that it can match everything. First grade, excellent. And then now we're gonna go ahead and add some text in the bottom. Just make sure it's the same, that the font that you use is the same on everything you're gonna write in the first page. Okay, so now we have affirmations. We have, let's see, perfect. Now we're just going to duplicate this. We have silly sentences. And then we have letter tracing. And then we're going to make sure we put this, well, we can leave this in the middle. Letter tracing, we can make sure it's here. And then the silly sentences, we can make sure it's here. And then let's go ahead and add something in the middle, a little dot. So we can even use this circle. Let's change the color to that circle, to this color. And we're going to bring it down, make sure it's small, but let me expand this so you get what I'm doing. So here, I want to make sure it's really small. Let me minimize it even further. Okay, wonderful. We have that. We're going to duplicate it and we're going to put it on this side. Perfect. And now we have that. All right, let's just continue. And now we can add other elements. We can add some stars. It's coming together, but these letters I'm not too happy with. We're going to change the color on those letters and we're going to make sure. Let's see if adding an effect would make it better. Let's see. It's black, but we can change the effect. Make these letters white. Perfect. Let me just double check that the effect is the right color. So let me just expand it so you can see what I'm doing here. I know exactly what to add here. We can do another circle, but a different circle this time. I'm going to go to Elements. And we're going to do circles. Search for different types of circles. And circle with outline. Circle with outline. This is perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And then what we can do is we can add it, maybe this star, move it further down, shift it, and then here we can add this. And we can add some text in here. We're going to click on text. we're going to make sure this is here, and we can put all 100 pages. Let's change the font on those letters. 100 pages. And we could put something like letter tracing practice. Or you could write anything here, really. It can be tracing practice. Let me fix the spacing on those words. And just make sure they're in the center. And here you have your first book cover. Isn't this exciting? I always love to see what the final product is for a book cover. Now remember, this can be 10 times better, but I was doing this in real time, trying to show you how you can do this in a very simple way. You can add other different elements. You can add more graphics here. I mean, the sky is the limit, literally. And then if this is your brand of book, then all you have to do is the following. Just go ahead and duplicate this page, and then all you would have to do is change the colors, and let's change the colors, and then make sure you change this. Make sure instead of it being the first grade, now it's second grade. And then you change the other elements. You change the worksheets in here by recreating other worksheets. And you just do that over and over again. And then here, you can change the color here. And then you can do it as pink. I mean, it doesn't have to be pink, but you know what I mean. So here, and then you have third grade. And so on and so forth. So basically, in one day, you can create these 3 book covers for your handwriting practice book. And all you have to do is play around with the colors, play around with the elements, make sure these worksheets are different for each grade. They change according to the age of the children that you are going to create this for, whether it be 5th grade, 6th grade, teens, whatever it may be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful and you got to learn how to create a handwriting workbook cover and the interior pages. The sky is the limit as far as ideas. Also, I do want to mention that when I search for certain elements on my Canva, if I tell you search for handwriting elements or handwriting icon or handwriting paper or something like that, sometimes it's going to take you a little bit of time to search for it. It's going to come up really fast for me because I use these all the time and I have done this for, I want to say, a couple years now. So just go ahead and play around with it, search, and I hope that this video was helpful and helps you create your brand of handwriting workbooks for kids. I will see you on the next video.